In this lesson, we're going to talk about the sum of the terms of an arithmetic sequence. Before we discuss the arithmetic series, let's have first some trivia about the secret of Carl Friedrich Gauss. He is the prince of mathematics, a German mathematician who at his very young age discovered the technique in finding the sum of an arithmetic series. One day, to keep his students busy, their teacher asked them to find the sum of the first 100 counting numbers. Akala ng teacher nila, magiging busy sila lahat. Pero, si Carl ay nakapag-isip ng isang magandang trick para makuha agad yung sum ng first 100 counting numbers. Kasi kung papansinin natin, 100 numbers yan. So, ang nasa isip ng teacher nila ay i-add yun ni Carl isa-isa para makuha niya yung sum. But, he was able to do it in a few seconds only. So, few seconds only, di ba? Ang bilis. Do you know his secret? So, for us to know his secret, let us now continue to discuss the arithmetic series. Okay, now let's find out the secret of Carl. So, ang kanyang task ay hanapin ang sum ng first counting numbers. So, ano kaya ang ginawa niya? Ito ang itsura ng dapat niyang i-add. I-add niya simula 1 hanggang 100. So, ang ginawa niya, hinati niya yon. Pinagpares-pares niya yung unahan at saka dulo. Yung 1 tsaka 100, yung 2 tsaka 99, yung 3 tsaka 98, yung 4 tsaka 97, and so on. Tapos, inad niya yon. Kinuha niya yung sum. At napansin niya na ang sum ng bawat pares ay 101. So, pansinin natin. 1 plus 100 is 101. 2 plus 99 is 101. 3 plus 98 is also 101. Hanggang sa napansin niya nga na halos pare-parehas o lahat pare-parehas yung sum nung pinagpares-pares niya yung unahan at dulo ng counting numbers. Ang sunod niyang inisip ay ilan kayang pares ang kanyang magagawa. So that is 50. So ibig sabihin, kapag multiply niya yung 101 sa 100 kagaya nito, kailangan pa niyang i-divide sa 2 kasi dalawa or 15 pares ang magagawa niya na ang sum ay 101. So pag sinolve niya to, 101 times 100, that is equal to 10,100 and divided by 2, that is equal to 5,050. So, nung binigay niya to sa kanyang teacher, na-amaze yung teacher. Kasi, maski yung teacher niya, nahirapang mag-solve. Samantalang siya, few minutes lang, na-solve na niya ang sum of the first 100 counting numbers. Yan ang sekreto ni Carl Friedrich Gauss. So, when we say series, it refers to the sum of terms in a given sequence. Ibig sabihin, kailangan natin kunin yung sum ng lahat ng terms sa isang sequence. So, again, pag series, i-add mo na lahat ng terms sa isang sequence. And, syempre, pag sinabi nating arithmetic series, dapat ang given na sequence ay arithmetic. Kailangan may common difference. So, it refers to the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence. So, dapat meron siyang n terms. Naka-finite sequence dapat siya. Finite arithmetic sequence para makuha natin yung sum ng ating arithmetic sequence. And we usually use S sub n as a notation for arithmetic series. So, pag nakita niyo yung S sub n na yan, ibig sabihin, we need to find the sum of an arithmetic sequence. So, usually, if you see this S sub n, S refers to the sum and n will be the n term. Or, this is the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence. So, pag nakita ang S sub 3, ibig sabihin you need to find the sum of the first 3 terms of the arithmetic sequence. Kapag naman S sub 10, kailangan kunin yung sum ng first 10 terms of the arithmetic sequence. Yan yung ibig sabihin ng S sub n. In finding the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence, you may use either of the two formula. The first one is if a sub n is given. This will be the formula that we need to use. The S sub n is equal to n over 2 multiplied by the sum of the first and the last term. But if a sub n is not given, we need to use this formula. S sub n is equal to n over 2 multiplied by twice a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d, wherein S sub n is the sum of the terms, a sub 1 is the first term, a sub n is the last term, n is the number of terms, and d is the common difference. Let's try to solve some problems about arithmetic series. Our first example, what is the sum of even integers from 1 to 50? When we say even integers, ito yung mga numbers na usually divisible by 2. So, ang sequence natin ay magsisimula sa 2 hanggang 50. I-add natin lahat ng even integers starting from 2 hanggang 50. So, ibig sabihin, ang ating a sub 1 ay 2, ang ating a sub n o ang last term natin ay 50, at ang common difference natin o ang d natin ay 2. At ang n natin is equal to 25. Kasi kung bibilangin natin from 1 to 50, magiging 25 lahat ng even numbers. Since a sub n is given, ang gagamitin nating formula ay S sub n is equal to n over 2 multiplied by a sub 1 plus a sub n. So, substitute lang tayo ng n is equal to 25. Ang a sub 1 natin ay 2 at ang a sub n natin ay 50. I-add muna natin yung 2 and 50, that will be equal to 52. And pag dinivide ang 25 tsaka 2, that is 12.5. Then, pag minultiply ang 12.5 tsaka 52, ang answer natin ay 650. So, ang S sub n natin ay 650 or ang S sub 25 natin ay 650. Let's have our second example. What is the sum of the first 12 terms of the arithmetic sequence 7 plus 16 plus 25 and so on? So, i-analyze natin ang given. Ang a sub 1 natin ay 7 dahil ito ang ating first term. At ang common difference natin kung isosolve second term minus first term or 16 minus 7, that is equal to 9. And ang n natin ay 12 kasi we need to find the first 12 terms or the sum of the first 12 terms of the arithmetic sequence. We have two ways to solve this problem. Una, try natin siyang sagutan using the solution 1. Ang una nating hahanapin dahil wala ang ating a sub n, we need to use the formula for getting the nth term of an arithmetic sequence, yung ginamit natin dun sa past lesson natin. Using a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d, pwede natin isolve muna ang value ng a sub n natin. So, substitute lang tayo. Ang a sub 1 natin ay 7, tapos ang n natin ay 12, at ang d natin ay 9. Kapag i-simplify natin, 12 minus 1 equals 11, and 11 times 9 is equal to 99, and 99 plus 7, that is equal to 106. So, ang a sub 12 natin ay 106. Then, since may a sub n na tayo, pwede na natin gamitin ang s sub n is equal to n over 2 times the sum of the first and the last term. So, substitute lang tayo ng n which is 12, a sub 1 which is 7, and a sub n which is 106. And 106 plus 7, that is equal to 113, and 12 divided by 2, that is equal to 6, and 6 times 113, that is 678. So, ang ating S sub 12 ay 678, or sa madaling sabi, the sum of the first 12 terms of this arithmetic sequence is 678. Using the same problem, let's try to have another solution. So, since kanina ang a sub 1 natin ay 7, ang common difference natin ay 9, at ang n natin ay 12, we can use the solution number 2 or yung formula number 2 natin. Kapag hindi given ang a sub n, ito ang pwede natin gamitin. Ang s sub n is equal to n over 2 multiplied by twice a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So, kung mapapansin natin, itong formula na to, hindi na natin kailangan ang a sub n or ang last term natin. So, substitute lang tayo. Again, ang value ng n natin ay 12, ang a sub 1 natin ay 7, ang n natin ulit dito ay 12, at ang d natin ay 9. Simplify muna natin yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. 12 minus 1, that is equal to 11. Tapos yung 12 divided by 2, that is 6. And 2 times 7, that is equal to 14. Then next, 11 times 9, that is equal to 99. And 99 plus 14, that is equal to 113 times 6, that is equal to 678. So, same lang din naman dun sa nakuha natin kanina. Kaya lang, yung isang formula ang gagamitin natin. Pwedeng yung solution 1 or solution 2 ang gamitin natin sa mga ganitong klaseng formula or ganitong klaseng problem kapag walang a sub n na given. Let's have our third example. What is the sum of all multiples of 3 from 24 to 273? So, multiples of 3. So, ibig sabihin, itong mga number na to ay mga multiples of 3 or pwede nating i-divide ang 3 sa kanila. Starting from 24 to 273. So, since yung 24 ay divisible sa 3 or multiple siya ng 3 at ang 273 ay multiples din ng 3, ito ang ating magiging first term at ito ang ating last term. Ang a sub 1 natin rather ay 24 at ang ating last term ay 273. At ang common difference natin ay 3 since we are going to find the sum of all multiples of 3. Pero hindi natin alam yung value ng n kasi hindi natin alam kung ilan yung number na divisible sa 3 starting from 24 to 273. So, kailangan pa natin isolve tong n na to. At syempre, yung s sub n natin na nawawala or yung sum of all the multiples of 3 from 24 to 273. So, una natin gagawin ay hanapin natin yung value ng n. Using the formula dun sa arithmetic sequence natin before kapag nawawala ang n. That is, n is equal to a sub n minus a sub 1 divided by d plus 1. So, substitute ulit. Ang a sub n natin ay 273 at ang a sub 1 ay 24. Ang d ay 3. So, 273 minus 24, that is equal to 249 divided by 3, that is equal to 83 plus 1, that is equal to 84. So, ibig sabihin, 84 na numbers o terms ang pwede nating makuhang multiples of 3 starting from 24 to 273. So, this time, pwede na nating hanapin yung sum. using the formula of S sub n is equal to n over 2 times the first term and the last term, times the sum of the first term and the last term. So, substitute lang ulit tayo. N is equal to 84 na. At ang A sub 1 natin ay 24. Ang A sub n natin ay 273. So, simplify 24 plus 273, that is 297. And 84 divided by 2, that is 42. And 42 times 297, that is equal to 12,474. So, ang sum ng multiples of 3 from 24 to 273 ay 12,474. Let's have our fourth example. The DOH recorded the number of positive COVID-19 patients in a barangay in QC. There were 8 on the first day, 15 on the second day, 22 on the third day, and so on. If this pattern will continue, how many positive COVID-19 patients are there in all at the end of 60 days enhanced community quarantine? So, since we are asked to find the total number of positive COVID-19 patients, it means we're going to find the series. So, first we need to list down our sequence, that is 8, 15, 22, and so on. So, we need to identify the given. A sub 1 is 8. Common difference is 15 minus 8, or we need to get the difference between the second term and the first term. That is equal to 7. And the value of n is 60, since the ECQ will be within 60 days. Let's continue to solve the problem. From the given, first term is 8, common difference is 7, and n is 60. So, since a sub n is missing, we need to use the second formula, which is S sub n is equal to n over 2 multiplied by twice a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So, by substitution, we're going to substitute n, which is equal to 60. A sub 1 is 8. Another n here, which is 60. And d is 7. So, we need to solve first the numbers inside the parentheses. So, 60 minus 1 is 59. 2 times 8 is 16. And 60 divided by 2 is 30. Then next, 59 times 7, that is equal to 413. And then 413 plus 16, that is equal to 429. And 429 times 30, that is equal to 12,870. So within 60 days, there will be 12,870 patients that will become positive from COVID-19 if the pattern will continue within 60 days of the ECQ. Let's have our fifth example. Determine the number of terms in a sequence if a sub 1 is 19, a sub n is 96, and s sub n is 690. This time, given ang ating sum o yung sum ng ating sequence. Pero ang nawawala ay number of terms o yung value ng n. So, since given ang a sub 1 at ang a sub n, pwede natin ngayon gamitin yung unang formula natin. Pero bago yon, i-identify muna natin na ang n natin ay ang nawawala. Using this formula, yung S sub n is equal to n over 2 multiplied by the sum of the first and the last term, substitute lang tayo. Ang S sub n natin ay 690. Then, since n ay missing, stay lang natin yan na n, tapos over 2, times yung a sub 1 natin na 19 at ang a sub n natin na 96. Add muna natin tong dalawa. And then, multiply both sides by 2 para makancel natin yung 2 dito sa ibaba ng n. So, pagka kinancel natin yung 2 dyan, ayan, dito naman sa kaliwa, we need to multiply 2 and 690, that is equal to 1,380. And then, of course, we need to multiply this 2, magiging 115n. And then, to remove 115, we're going to divide both sides by 115. So, 1,380 divided by 115, that is equal to 12. So, ang value ng n natin or yung number of terms natin in a sequence is equal to 12.